been a long time since I have heard a band that completely captivated me, like right off the rip, that made me just want to jump immediately into the whole entire catalog. I typically plan my album reactions out ahead of time. In this context, I heard an album, Rift by Phish, and I got hooked. I've been listening to that nonstop all week since I listened to it initially. Further than that, I went on from there to listen to a live performance, and that blew me away. The New Year's Eve performance of 1995. Absolutely mind-bogglingly good. And so I wanted to just kind of push this journey along a little bit faster than what my typical stream schedule would be. So here I am live on Twitch on a Saturday, not a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time when I would normally be streaming. Here I am currently right now on a Saturday getting ready to react to this thing, Junta or Junta, whatever it may be. I'm not sure. Apparently, according to the chat prior to me hitting the record button, this has been something debated for years. I love that. I love that. So yeah, this is a juggernaut of an album from the way things seem. I'm really excited to get into it. I have been blessed to have a lot of Phish fans, or fans with the PH, hop into the stream, which apparently whomever of you guys shared my video on Reddit, thank you. I really, really do appreciate that so much. I mean, truly, thank you. But yeah, a bunch of people came to join me live. So this particular album reaction will be blessed with some wonderful snippets of context over there in the chat box. But guys, I'm gonna hit the play button on this thing. I'm really excited to. Before I do hit the play button, it's just very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It does go a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment or join me on Twitch, because these people right here are the best people. They just want you to know that you matter, listen to good music with you, and so do I. Guys, and I say guys very seriously because I was looking at the statistics for both videos before I hit play, and just so you know, this is kind of alarming. Of the thousands of views I've gotten on the video for Rift, you'll notice 100% male between the ages of 25 and 45, or 54 up to 64, really, if you want to go there. And then for punch you in the eye, you'll notice 100% male between 35 and 54. Fellas, without further ado, Junta is my choice. By Phish, this is the song Fee. Here we go. By the way, if you're ladies in the chat or in YouTube, shout out, let yourselves be seen, because YouTube is not telling me that you are there.
In the cool shade of the banana tree, on the rugged trail toward the balcony, a child of the 20th century, a dried up Goliath and a weasel named Fee.
Thank you, Sky.
Far away in another place, a fading beauty named Millie Grace, a gospel singer with pox on her face, and a bamboo king to help her keep the pace. Fee was a Buddhist prodigy.
Yeah, okay. It feels a little absurdist. In the cool shade of the banana tree, on the rugged trail toward the balcony, a child of the 20th century, a dried up Goliath, and a weasel named Fee. Maybe not absurdist, actually. Maybe it's just the accompanying sounds that are making me think that, and it's actually really powerful lyricism that just slipped right by me. Far away in another place, a fading beauty named Millie Grace, a gospel singer with pox on her face, and a bamboo cane to help her keep the pace. Fee was a Buddhist prodigy. And a weasel.
Someday he knew it would set him free, like it did for Floyd, the chimpanzee.
there's so much absurdity to this, and it kind of makes it wonderful. This is like, I mean, the noises that we're hearing, right? We're hearing like that scratchy thing, and I'm not finding it in my head what the name of that scratchy thing is. But then you have like the megaphone thing. I can kind of hear the way. I can kind of hear it. It seems like he's got both a wet and a dry like vocal, to where I'm hearing kind of like two different edited versions. A washboard. I don't know if it's a washboard. Something like it though.
You're trying to live a life that's completely free. You're racing with the wind, you're flirting with
This bass line, the piano, and then in the background, beep, 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 beep. It's busy. It's kind of chaotic, but it's all put in piece. Like, it's all together. It's not been like dissonant or changing rhythm or anything. It's very interesting in a different approach to what I heard on Rift.
Get your breath. Whoa, free. You're trying to live a life that's completely free. You're racing with the wind. You're flirting with death. So
seems like
a coffee and get your breath.
Oh my gosh.
We first met Millie in a bar in Peru. His heart was jumping like a kangaroo, like a beast in a cage in an old Dutch zoo. It was hopping and jumping in wooden shoes.
I can absolutely see where the absurdism is coming in, especially with the Zappa influence here, but it's like a totally different genre of what Zappa would be doing, right? It's super different.
Floyd was jealous and alone. He wanted Millie for his own, a desperate craving in his bones. Their love, he said, I will not condone.
Huh.
Then one day on a ship to Quebec, Floyd found me and Millie on a lover's trek. He picked up a bottle and broke off the neck. It sliced through the air.
Did you hear the little bottle sound?
He picked up a bottle and broke off the neck. It sliced.
I'm really interested because this is the 80s. I know that they didn't like have a sample of a broken bottle. Like, my guess is that they broke a bottle and recorded it with a microphone to make that sound, which to me adds a deeper layer of authenticity to this than you can imagine.
Yeah, and he hit the deck. Whoa,
Really? A writer for Sesame Street?
You're trying to live a life that's completely free. You want to stay with Millie until you're dead, but you just got a bottle upside the head. Whoa, free. You're trying to live a life.
I feel like Sublime also, I hear a little bit of like, I feel like Sublime heard this and tried to do it.
That's completely free. You want to stay with Millie
At least the vocal take.
until you're dead, but you just got a bottle upside the head.
Oh my gosh. I believe the comment section told me Paige is the keys player, and he's really been the shining star to me in this song. Other than just the nice walking bass.
Scream at Floyd. She said, you think you're pretty mean. And though she was as thin as a small string bean, she slammed him in the face with a nectarine.
Nice. I'm definitely seeing how
Floyd
Ween
fell back over the edge of the ship till he
is
hung
inspired from
the
this
rail
as
by
well.
his fingertip. Millie said, Floyd, I'll make you lose your grip. With this tiny piece of paper, I can make you sleep.
Ding.
So Millie took that paper and did the deed. Floyd hit the water with astonishing speed, and as the sharks circled in and began to
The ad-lib noises and the sound.
Floyd hit the water with astonishing speed, and as the sharks circled in and began
I'm wondering what they did to get these sounds.
to feed. Millie knew the weasel was finally free.
There's the guitar tones.
Whoa, free. You're trying to live a life that's completely free. Floyd is dead, he's nothing but a ripple, 'cause Millie
That's 100%. Like, it definitely gives me camp counselor with an acoustic guitar vibes. But again, I can't help but hear the lead singer of Sublime, the original lead singer. I feel like there was an element of he heard this and got an idea to go big with his own voice. Sliced it on the nipple?
You're trying to live a life that's completely free. You're racing with the wind, you're flirting with death. So have a cup of coffee and catch your breath. Whoa, you're trying to live a life that's completely free.
I'm 2 down on the nipple triple. Oh, lordy.
Have a cup of coffee and catch your breath.
Hang on, we're not gonna just go past that little pring on the piano. Ah. Wait, Punch is another nipple song? You hear the heartbeat in the bass drum there? The nipple slicing thing, totally not something I would have seen coming in any rabbit hole of any musician I necessarily jumped into. Not that I'm mad at it. Weirdly enough, there's something endearing about a band that has, like, you know, a concept called triple nipple. Like, in fact, I think I'm kind of just really more excited that I feel like I've been let in on an inside joke with the band I've just really come to like the triple nipple band, you know? Like, it's not something that, you know, you sell on day one, but it's like a really cool secret rite of passage to being a fan, I think. And I feel like I'm getting there. Oh my gosh. Whoa, hang on. No. I want to start this over the way that intro happens. I'm going to turn this up more in my ears. Will you guys alert me if there's going to be a jump scare? Because I'm this noise I want to pick apart. Okay, there's immediately Jethro Tull. I'm thinking what I'm hearing is like bass tapping and guitar tapping. I'm actually getting emotional hearing these sounds. The Say Sorrow there. Oh, man. What's up, Heretic? Bink. Holy goodness. Sweeping here. And it's a walk up. Oh, man. Baseball game. Arpeggios for sure. This bass is ringing a tuning fork in my friggin' loins right now. Please do not let me blow my ears out, because I turned the heads up way loud so I could hear this. The panning that he does is amazing. And the piano accompaniment. I'm actually getting kind of moved a bit. dissonance that we love, but it's chaotically accurate. You know what's awesome about these guys? It's that they give up form and function so that they can approach the music with motion and mindfulness, right? Like we just went through this really long thing where it was so in time with all of these tapping moments and all of these different things that were busy. And then you had the bombastics of the drums and the pianos like intermittently kind of woven in through that whole intro part, which was incredibly dynamic. Like not just day one or two stuff, like not just year one or two stuff if you're a guitar player or a bass player, but then to stop on a dime and be able to transition doing something that convention says music shouldn't do. Like you shouldn't break time, you shouldn't break tempo, you shouldn't alter pace. These things are so counterintuitive, and I think what makes Phish amazing is that they kind of throw birds at the rules behind conventional music, which means that they're gutted at their conventional chances of playing in the radio. But if you find a mass of people that can understand what it is that's happening and recognize the genius into what it is that's being done, and recognize it's not just people that can't play, it's people that can play really well that are creating a feeling. It's unbelievable. It's actually fascinating to me that I could hear an intro and get almost emotional to the point of tears, and then be just like flip the script of my of the total energy in the way it transitions into another place. It's like scenes in a movie. I'm so happy with this. That transition. Oh man. Sexy bass time. Upward rakes on the guitar. The jazz element here is really just making my heart skip a beat, man. The drums here, so special. I want to pay a little bit more attention to these. Please, in the chat, tell me what the drummer's name is again. But listen to the transition here again, going from these different pieces, because the drum has kind of intermittently gone from like carrying moments of like sounds where it's just a tight pocket to there's no pocket because we're changing tempo and rhythm. And here's a totally different section. And you got to balance out what the John Fishman, thank you, the guy whose name they used for the band, right? Got you. So that guy, in addition to doing all of these things without a metronome or a click track, he is having to keep up with the other instrumentalists. And like him and the bass player have to have a very special dynamic, because especially if they're jamming intermittently and they're swinging tempos like that, and rhythms, they have to have, again, like a telepathic kind of nature to know how to stay in time with one another. But this transition here, this part, the hi-hat to the snare, this one goes out to Trey. I really this one goes out to Trey. I want to hear the whole solo again. That was so amazing. That he went from like literally one he like changed time signatures, or he played an offbeat in what he did, and it literally like tugs you with the sound. I'm so and then we're back to this. This has by far been my favorite Phish sound so far, without question. Now, I say that this has been my favorite Phish sound. That the tone in that solo, that solo that I just heard, is the coolest thing. That like to me that it like that to me is gonna be like core memory of Phish. That. Now, the lyricism that they displayed in Rift, I think Rift is going to be a sentimental one to me, and it's going to be hard to beat that. I can't remember too many times getting that excited about a moment in Rift where the instrumentation goes, but I deeply connected to that album on a lyrical level and on a conceptual level. And again, friggin' Phish played the instruments in that album, so let's not like mess around. Because what I've heard is melted my friggin' face and heart, but what I just heard in that solo was really special. Like the tension. Friggin' edgelords. This reminds me of Fame. Anybody else? Does anybody else hear Fame by Bowie here?
Man.
This is postmodern genius. This is postmodern now in 2024. And this is in 89? Shit. I feel like that particular line is why so many people say it the way they do. Shit. It's like a funk song. The bass rise. From his bass to my loins, dang.
finns i drive med tuffarense.
What you finns i drive med tuffarense.
Boy, man. What you finns i drive med tuffarense.
What you finns i drive med tuffarense.
The organ! The pan work on the organ here. It sounds like he struck the top above the nut part of his guitar to make that sound. That. Or like between the bridge. You enjoy myself. The bass slap. Oh man. The bass. That bass is so buttery. I think there's layers here, because guitar part one. This has been my favorite Phish song by far. Dynamics here, like, it makes this such a perfect funk song. It lacks this part lacks dissonance, and it makes it just a fun funk song that you can like boogie to. But again, when you hear this organ, when you hear this bass line, the drums so tight. About this is slapping so hard. Oh my gosh. This is peak Phish, in my opinion, from what I just heard. In my limited sample size, this is peak Phish. Hey, and for the record, by the way, shout out to moms everywhere. My mother's name is Esther, and this song is called Esther. Let's hope it's not one I'm gonna be like, hey mom, I heard a song that was your name.
It was late one fall night at a fairground near town when Esther first saw the Armenian man who groveled toward her and stood by her side with a bucket that swung in his hand. His grin stretched the folds of his pasty white cheeks, and his lips hurled a dollop of murk on the curb, and the lights from the rides showed a mischievous sparkle that flashed in his hollow-eyed stare. He said, "Little girl, you can chop off my legs and then peel off my socks if you want to, but I'd rather you took this old puppet."
This is a polyrhythm. You hear that?
And the lights from the rides showed a mischievous sparkle that flashed in his hollow.
The bass isn't playing what the piano is, or with the kind of eerie keys are.
When Esther first saw the Armenian man who grappled toward her and stood by her side with a bucket that swung in his hand.
Now listen for the
His
bass.
grin stretched the folds of his pasty
Not
white
the
cheeks,
same beat.
and his lips hurled a dollop of murk on the curb. And the lights from the rides showed a mischievous sparkle that flashed in his hollow-eyed stare.
When Esther first saw the Armenian man who groveled towards her and stood by her side with a bucket that swung in his hand, his grin stretched the folds of his pastry white cheeks, and his lips hurled a dollop of murk on the curb. And the lights from the rides showed a mischievous sparkle that flashed in his hollow-eyed stare. The wordiness of this, it's almost a little creepy.
He said, "Little girl, you can chop off my legs.
And now it's very
then
creepy.
Peel off my socks if you want."
There are 3 different rhythms happening right now. This is creating a ridiculous amount of tension. My mom would hate this song, and I'm loving it.
But I'd rather you took this old puppet from me that I hold in my pail as we speak. And he stood looking down at the innocent girl, and she stared at the bucket, bewildered. Then he lifted the doll for the young girl to see, and a giant smile grew on his face. She saw the doll's eyes, and she couldn't resist, and she thanked the man quickly and ran to the church. And she burst through the doorway with puppet held high, and a hush filled the chapel, and the people looked mean.
Huh. It lined up. Now everything is lined up. Did they line that up naturally?
And she burst through the doorway with puppet held high, and a hush filled the chapel, and the people looked mean.
I think they did. For example, okay? For it to line up naturally, say you have like a very obscure 17/4 time signature, and then you have somebody else playing in a 4/4, right? So basically, you're only gonna line up once every 4 times 17, so 4 times 15 is 60, so 68 times, is that right? Yeah. So like, I'm pretty sure I'm right on this math, but this is just a rough example. But if they played in 3 different rhythms like that, and they timed it all to end here for them to transition, is what I think happened.
Held high, and a hush filled the chapel, and the people looked mean.
And now it's all lined up. They all agreed on one here. We're back to different again. Never mind.
Esther tried in vain to pacify the mob, quibble grew to spat, to wrangle, then to brawl. The frenzied congregation struggled desperately to fetch the pretty puppet snugly nestled deep in Esther's leather sack.
Is Esther walking around with a voodoo puppet?
Through the window of the church a storm began to rage, and Esther knew the time had come to flee. She scurried down the aisle toward the doorway in the distance, and out into the rainstorm where she felt she would be free. But the wind was blowing harder, and her skirt began to billow, until finally her feet began to lift. And she rose above the houses, and the people, and the chimneys, and Esther and the doll were set adrift, floating higher over the hills and the valleys and treetops. They flutter and glide, soaring and turning, suspended
Which one is singing this one?
in air, with the earth far below them. They tumble and dive
they throw the rhymes. The piano, man, Trey, thank you, Williper. This piano. This really creates such a visceral time of the song. I said visceral. I meant ethereal. The switching of his pickups is nuts. He plays with so many guitar tones in one song. The Latin and jazz transitionary pieces here just really make this so cool to me. I feel like that, you know, there's such a thing to be said about all of the different directions they take their songs. Wow. And then the swell sounds. And that's a guitar too. It's like he's killing the volume, I'm sure, with the volume pedal here. Unless he's doing it with the wow. The drum sound is so nice.
And she began to tumble earthward till she landed in the nasty part of town.
Hang on. Just so you know what he was doing while he was singing. I'm not gonna plug it in, but like he was basically singing. Like, but way faster than what I'm doing. It's so nuts. It's like, in that he was singing that fast in the midst of all of that other chaos was absolutely bonkers. Like, that really, like, and again, he did it way fast. That's mind-blowing. My noise suppression works? Oh, dang, sorry.
Glanced about the village, sure to find the evil men who rob and pillage in the darkest hour of night. Nervously she fumbled for the pouch that held the puppet on her rump. Feeling quite outnumbered, Esther hid behind a nearby pile of lumber, where she waited till the dawn.
This is so tense.
Blunder to succumb to a hoodlum on the prowl.
Such a resolve now. This
when
is.
the morning came, she wandered through the streets along the chilly lake that lay beside the town. At last, a peaceful moment, but she thought she heard a sound. It was an angry mob of joggers coming up to knock her down.
Oh my gosh, this Esther girl cannot take a break.
As Esther stood and shook her head, the joggers were approaching, and she knew she had no choice left but to swim. As As the frosty water sank its bitter teeth into her hide, she tried to slide the heavy clothing from her skin. Naked now, she made her way toward the shore, when suddenly she felt the tiny tugging at her toe. And the puppet she'd forgotten wrapped its tiny little arms around her ankle, and it wouldn't let her go. The way
You've seen the Halloween costume Angry Mob of Joggers? That's actually amazing. Honestly, I'm getting really stressed out listening to what's happening to little Esther here.
and it would
Because I'm literally imagining a childhood photo of my mom as who Esther is in this particular scenario here.
let her go. The waves seemed to open and swallow her whole as the doll pulled her down through the eerie green deep.
What's up,
And the
cheese?
sound of the laughing
me to you,
old
welcome to the
man
Rooskies.
filled her ears as she drifted away to a tranquil and motionless sleep.
Esther died. Bro. And this music almost seems like celebratory. It's still going. Yo, thank you for following me, not a boy named Sue. Guys, that song went so hard. I almost hate to like a song called Esther about a girl named Esther that dies, because again, I'm a mama's boy. I'm not gonna lie about it. Just here to say it. But the song Esther was so good. Even if she dies in the end. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's gnarly. Guys, that is actually going to take me up to my first ad break because Twitch makes me do that. So I'm going to hit the run ad break button. Go smoke 'em if you got 'em. Go pee or poop if you gotta. It looks like we knew we were in for a long album, but seriously, we started off with like, 2 9-minute songs and almost a 10-minute song and a 5-minute song with commentary. That's a kick of time. So I will hit this button. Give me 3 minutes, and I will see you guys here in a few. Guys, we're going to hop into Golgi Apparatus. You love to see it. Oh, Y2 4000 redeemed Feed the Fish. Give me a moment. Oh, well, guys, in honor of a random fish day, I went and got fish food, thinking, this would be appropriate and, in fact, ideal fish listening fodder. So here we are. Now we can appropriately get started off with Golgi Apparatus. Here we go.
I look into the finance box just to check my status. I look into the microscope, I see.
Already, I look into the finance box to check my status. I look into the microscope, see Golgi Apparatus. This is such a chop at, a hit at what like appears to be like capitalism
I
is
look
success.
into the finance boxes to check my status. I look into the microscope, I see Golgi apparatus. Golgi, oh, woe is me. You can't even see the sea.
The change there.
Golgi, Golgi, Golgi. They call him Liza's Zone cause he runs so fast. Runs like a junkyard dog with a brain of brass.
I want to hear this part again. And holy crap, that fudge fish is good.
They call him Liza's Zone cause he runs so fast. Runs like a junkyard dog with a brain of brass. Golgi, oh, woe is me. You can't even see the sea. Golgi, 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 Golgi. I saw you with a ticket stub in your hand. I saw you with a ticket stub in your hand. I saw you with a ticket stub in your hand. I saw you under the light, middle of the night.
That song was such a banger. And hey, Sleuzes, thank you for following.
Couldn't get it wrong. I saw you with a ticket stub in your hand. I saw you with a ticket stub in your hand. I saw you with a ticket stub in your hand. I saw you under the light, middle of the night. Couldn't get it wrong, so I had to.
They didn't build it up like I thought they would. Oh, man. I'm so a fan of this song. And that tone. Oh, man. Dude, the dynamics of this song have been amazing, especially when accompanied with fish food. This is another distinct difference. But like in, I don't know, what am I trying to, like his guitar tones, right? Like that, he goes from that tone into like Santana-esque tones, into like these heavy leads that just float and soar over all of the other very busy components. It like his adjustment of tone really does make him one of the most unique and special guitar players I've ever heard. I don't know why he's not in more people's best conversation. He's not been brought to my attention in the conversation. I've had it a lot. Like his dynamics between, like he's not switching guitars in the studio or live, right? Like he's just going ham. Dude. I really want to shout out Paige for this moment here. He's got two different sounds happening simultaneously. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to keep going back, guys, but that buildup was offensive and dissonant and chaotic and mad. Reminded me vaguely of A Day in the Life by the Beatles at the very end of the song before the bong sound. But man... And they revisited.
I look into the microscope, I see Golgi Apparatus. Golgi, oh, woe is me. You can't even see the sea. Golgi, 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 Golgi.
Oh my goodness. You know, the way they end their songs is just unbelievable. Part of me is thinking that the last 5 seconds of silence were going to be something that it clearly wasn't, but it's just because none of their endings are predictable. They all almost like it's a sport. Just a don't do what you think they should. I'm so blown away. I need to add that. Because that was fantastic. Hey, Cheese, thank you for being here, friend. Loved having you by. This one is Foam. Bass slapping, let's friggin' go. Do we have any slappers? This song makes so little sense to me. Thank you for the info on the guitars there, Sloozus and Brent. Here we are.
I'm looking through, and it all would be so crystal clear if it wasn't for the foam. But the foam keeps getting thicker, and it just keeps getting harder. And I'm falling into a deep well.
It's chaotic and mad, and I love it. It's like I'm
And I'm falling into a deep well.
I'm sorry.
And I'm falling into a deep well.
I can't even do it. I'd need time to practice. Was this Trey's work from Ernie Stiers?
Falling
interesting time, Ditzy. I want to shout out, by the way, to helping_friendly_book, because that particular Twitch user introduced me to Phish. Nobody else can take credit but that particular Twitch user. So shout out to helping_friendly_book. In my journey, when will I come upon whatever the helping friendly book is? Yeah, you know, this part does remind me a little bit of the Grateful Dead, but with a little more mustard to it. You know what I mean? Just this part. This piano is kind of making me emotional on the spot. And then they just chuck in a bucket of cold water all over you. And then the solo. And we're back to the bass slapping.
I'm looking, he's looking through, and it all would be so crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
Wasn't for the phone.
But the phone keeps
Did you hear him? Oh.
getting bigger. And it's but the phone keeps getting bigger. And it just keeps getting
They really go with
harder.
the oh man.
And I'm
All right, good sound check, everybody. You good? You good? Yeah, Phish, you good? You good back there? Okay. All right, let's go play a show, everybody. This one is Dinner in a Movie. Yeah, the ending of that one. That song was way better than I thought for a soundtrack song. Oh my god! What are you doing? What are you doing with the different beats and stuff? Golly, that's what I'm saying. The polyrhythm here. This album has featured such heavy polyrhythmic songs, and again, when not polyrhythmic, they're playing off beats. Like at least one of them are. This has been such a theme throughout this whole album, and I've loved every minute of it because it creates such a massive tension, but also, like, I don't know another way to put it, but it's like it creates an itch that it scratches for you when it all lines up. Nah, man, sometimes it's not low effort. Some people, that's a lot of effort.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie.
Okay.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie. Let's go out to dinner and see a movie.
Nice.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie.
Oh, I was gonna go reference the lyrics, but I realized they're not synced.
Let's go out to dinner
But that
and see a movie.
You'll hear it.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie.
Bro. Headphone listeners, follow the keys. I want to bring it back. Put in the chat if you're wearing headphones, because if you are wearing headphones, I want you to pay attention to this. When you hear the organ, listen to the way it pans from right ear to left ear. Close your eyes even when doing so. So if you are, you'll see what I'm talking about. With the organ sound, you'll see that it's literally kind of seemingly traveling through your ears from one side back to the other. If you have headphones on, pay attention. The guitar's doing that too.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie. Let's go out to dinner and see a movie. Let's go out to dinner and see a movie. Let's go out to dinner and see a movie.
He had to have looped himself there because he's like playing guitar harmonies over the scales he's laid down. But they're not like guitar harmonies. It's like multiple keys. Back to the organ. Listen again. it's like he's like they're playing like a minor key sweep. I think it's an A minor. I could be wrong. It might be a little higher, but it's like he goes down, but the other one that's doing the exact same thing is not doing the exact same thing. It's playing a different scale, like a half step up, not a third step up. Is it even the guitar, or is it the guitar layering with the keyboard that's doing it?
Let's go.
Hang. I think it's all three of them. I think it's the guitar, the keys, and the bass. It's all three of them. My Lanta.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie. Let's go out to dinner
And then we're back here.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie.
Ooh.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie. Let's go out to dinner and see a movie.
And then we're back to this.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie.
Bro.
Let's go out to dinner and see a movie. Let's go out to dinner and see a movie.
Guys, there was so much there that was just like such big brain, rock solid, super sand, mega banger, huge genius. I don't even quite know how to put my hands on how to begin to go about composing a piece like that, let alone getting people to that was heavy. So this one is The Divided Sky. And this is one I've seen a lot of people talking into, and they're telling me to go back, rewind a bit, and listen, so I won't disrespect yous.
To dinner and see a movie.
Ooh. Oh man, that guitar tone, the bells, bass, the super fast drums, the keys. The bass line, the guitar, wow. This is ethereal, but also hopeful in its sound. Ooh.
Divided sky and the wind blows.
I said ooh, and then they hit me with ah. The piano. Ooh.
Divided sky and the wind blows high. Divided sky, the wind blows high. Divided sky, the wind blows high.
Ooh, guys. Ooh. that was perhaps like 20 full seconds of just edgelording and then just like release. And like that really had me enthralled, and yeah, like chaos to bliss 100%. I cannot think of any time I've ever heard music that has created this same kind of what's happening. I described it in the Rift video as like watching a train wreck where you know that everybody's gonna be okay, and like, you know, maybe even everybody benefits, you know, no one's gonna die, like insurance companies pay the correct people and everybody's cool and just gets to see a train wreck, and like there's a tension there and a worry about what's gonna happen when the train wrecks, but when the train wrecks, it's magnificent. And you get to see the train wreck guilt-free. This is kind of like that. This is, I mean, I'm so captivated. But again, getting edgelorded like that for so long, wondering how big can they build it before you just bust musically. And I promise you, this is harder than playing it in tune and rhythm and tempo. Oh man, I'm a glutton for punishment. I wanted more. Ooh, that drum. Hang on, I love an upwards rake. So nice. The floating synths here. That tone, dude. Climbing. Sounds like Boston guitar solo, like a guitar lead sounds here. It's been such a long time. So you're telling me they've covered A Day in the Life and they've covered Foreplay Long Time? Huh? Just go in there and put it in the react to this channel. The drums here. I think Phish might be carrying this one right now. The man in the band, Phish. The speed and tension. Have they really? Sleuzes, really? I love all of those albums. Whoa! I don't want to miss this part. What is that song? Is that Somewhere Over the Rainbow? No, it's not. Type in this, like, I'm not gonna... Oh, man, whoa. I don't know what song it was that I was just hearing that. There was something there that it was a... I can't think for the life of me what that song was, but what also really blew me away there was the crazy synth pad, the arpeggiator happening there in the back. It's like a music box. It's like the sound you hear in a music box that you crank up. Like that's the sound. It's, you know, those wind up like old analog like crank music boxes. That's what that sound is. Da 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 da. What is it? What is this song? Oh my gosh. Guys, okay, it just totally changed, but this whole section here, I'm going back about a minute just so I can kind of let it play through without really trying to think about what it was I was trying to hear within the song. I was just really blown away by that tone, and all. I felt like I was kind of missing some of the nuance. Forgive me for going back so far. descent there that's kind of carried by the synths. And then the Santana sound here. Ah. That whole part there was so uplifting. And then this. That intentional feedback there. The piano. He switched pickup or something there. Or stepped on the pedal. Holy crap, man. The sustain here. It's still going. It's like he's showing off, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh. This lead just soars right above the song. And with this ambient, I'm going to go back again. I know I paused it in the middle of a guitar solo, which is faux pas, and I am sorry. But what's so cool about this is you have the key sound and the like the synth sound really carrying a lot of the ambient swelly components. Then you've got this bass really just chugging behind him, which is really allowing Trey to just play a lead that flies way above everything else. And the way they've got the tones dialed in, each of them respectively, I mean, everything punches through so clearly. So like each musician who is a virtuoso gets to be heard being virtuistic. And again, that's so cool to me. It's still going. Oh, man. I cannot even imagine. I hope I get to go see them someday. I would love this particular. the organ, the guitar solo. We changed it. And we're back. Oh, man. The bass and the guitar. Oh man. Ooh. I really love it. Yo, thank you, Skater Boy Chaz. From me to you, man. Bang. Oh man. This is nuts, man. Oh my gosh. Yo, hey, I gotta tell you, that one, and David Bowie, believe it or not, is a song I am familiar with because my friend, Helping Friendly Book, the same guy, helping_friendly_book, the person that introduced me to my first Phish song, also introduced me to this song. So the two songs, I knew prior to coming into reacting to Phish were the song It's Ice and David Bowie, this being one I know. So yeah, I'm definitely divided. I mean, Divided Sky, it was like it would get you to such an emotional high, right? Like such an emotional state, but then it chucks a bucket of cold water all over you right as it changes into like, and changes, then it changes back, and then you're like back to like this huge, glorious, ethereal sounding, angelic guitar solo just soaring over the heavens, and then like chaos, turbulence, and we're back. It's nuts. It really, really, really was special. I find myself blown away. And again, so 8 songs in, just like when I was listening to Rift, 8 songs in, this is already actually 7 songs in, because I didn't even listen to David Bowie yet. So 7 songs in, and this is already like an S tier album. Like truly, these songs could stand on their own right as an album, and I would accept it. We still have like a chunk to go. All right, so it actually looks like an ad break is starting. So I tell you what, I am just gonna run that now so we don't get stopped here mid David Bowie. It also gives me a chance to go ahead and put up my ice cream that I don't want to melt. So I will be right back now. So, guys, ad done. Glad to hear it. Guys, we're gonna hop back in to the rest of this thing. I believe I'm going until Contact, and then we'll play these live versions by ear. But let's hop into David Bowie, shall we? This is for me. Oh, my dog is barking at the door. Hang on. You coming up, Clark? Up. I have a basset hound named Clark. And this is David Bowie. Very complex and diverse lyrics, as you can see. I've only listened to this a couple of times when it just has gone through my liked songs, but the funk sound and the bass slap is what got me to like it in the beginning, I remember.
David Bowie. 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 David Bowie.
I feel like I have a hair on my nose or something. He really does just be running the scales, you know what I mean? There it is. That's the stuff. We're back. Oh. This slapping bass, man. It's like they have a reverse echo or a reversed reverb on their voices, because it's like after they say UB40, listen. Or just a really wet reverb sound. Do you hear what I'm talking about? Oh, man. We're back to edgelording. Gosh. Like, this is so much. Okay, so I want to say something here, and that is that I feel that what Drew Carey said in that short makes a lot more sense to me about being edged for 4 days straight. And then right when you're about to climax, an angel, Gabriel, comes from heaven and shoots your arm full of heroin. And then says, good luck now, MFer. And then gets out of there. And then you have an orgasm for 15 minutes while your eyeballs fall out of your sockets as you get the face melting climax. Like, this song is really kind of, because this has kind of had the most build up potential to just like resolve perhaps out of any of the songs I've heard before. Like, and while the song hasn't had my favorite resolve sounds, I have very much found myself being so relieved when it finally comes back around after the dissonance. It's nuts. That would have been a weird part to come in at, Ditzy. That will answer every single question you just had, Ditzy. Looking up Drew Carey Phish. This... Oh my gosh. Do you guys ever see the movie Rounders with Matt Damon and Ed Norton? This particular sound reminds me a little bit of the background music in that without the sexy guitar. This part. Oh man, this sexy, jazzy, kind of smoky jazz club kind of vibe is amazing. Yeah, no, you're right, Brent, because this is tasty and not edgelordy. Oh, bury the doors here. Wow. When I listen to this song with a critical ear, not playing a video game that I'm focusing on, it's so much more special. That noise. It sounded like fastening a zip tie in a microphone. felt like I heard a kazoo in there. And I paused it because, one, I don't want YouTube to yeet my video the second I try to upload it, especially all things considered, because, this has been one of my favorite listens ever, especially as I'm listening to David Bowie critically. I may have heard this song once or twice prior, right? But not nearly enough to be, like, really investing my brain into it and letting the band cook and just kind of giving it an undisturbed listen. I don't quite know how to put to words all of the different sounds I just heard in sequence. Like, I'm sitting here trying to rehash all of it, but there's just so many different elements of it that, like, all I can find myself really saying is, like, did you hear that too? And, like, I know that you did, right? Like, you listened to the same thing I did, but, like, what that is could be so many different things. And, like, again, such a massive display of virtuosity for every single one of the musicians. And yet, because of the way they play it, it creates a tension, and it makes the conventional brain that just listens to music that doesn't really have a relationship with music, it makes that brain hear this as music that is bad, or not good, or out of time, or out of key, or out of tempo, or out of rhythm, whatever you want to say. But when you know what it is that they're doing, and you know that you are not even close, no matter how many years of being a musician you've been a musician, no matter how much time and effort you've put into it, like, you're not even close to being able to try to do what they're doing, let alone with all of the other handicaps that they have playing against them, like playing with ebb and flow instead of metronome. Like, there isn't an equation you can just give to somebody to help have them be able to play music like this. It's just, you have it or you do not. And again, to be able to have that chemistry with all of the just this group of guys makes this incredibly, incredibly special. Like, it truly, on a level I can't quite put into words. I guess it's just, it's stuff that people watching this video probably figured out years before I've said it, but I can't say enough how special what I'm hearing is. And it's really kind of sad to me that because of what it sounds like, people just aren't able to appreciate it for what it is. David Bowie, the way it ended there. You know, guys, I've got to say, I can't really think of too many times where I've just listened to an album or a couple of albums and just been smiles ear to ear. You know, Giz is really the only band. There have been formative music era stuff that I've heard that has like stood out to me, that I've recognized was relevant to my life or impacted me in a sentimental way. There's been stuff where I just like, but like the thing about this particular song, which is just a microcosm of what I'm finding the band can do. But I guess it's that it feels kind of like watching cinema, but instead of you're watching something, you're listening to something. And it feels just as interesting to me as like a book or a really good TV show or, you know, a movie that you're just fascinated with. Like it's got that same kind of pull to me where like I could sit there and listen to this and be on the edge of my seat and wondering just what's going to happen next. And so much music is so predictable to the point that like an untrained musician can kind of know what's going to come next. And so for this to, again, completely throw out form and function and replace that form and function with motion and mindfulness, to just kind of let everything ebb and flow, let creativity and spontaneity and improvisation steer the ship, but then make core elements like you know, dissonance and you know, kind of edgelording and like making build-ups and then like creating a sense of delayed gratification within your music. I mean, there's something truly actually genius about it all. Like it's actually genius. It's not me placating. It's not me blowing smoke. You know, and no amount of apologetics are ever going to make somebody who just doesn't like Phish because they don't get it like Phish, or make them get it. Like people get it or they don't. I based on the way I'm hearing this, like I've listened to enough music in my lifetime and like shared enough music with people enough in my lifetime to have that feeling. Like people are going to get it or they're not. And most people, I don't think, have like, you know, the appreciation of music or the brain size necessary, you know, to get it. Like you need both an IQ and an EQ level to not handle it, but to get it. Fluffhead is this song. So we have 1, 2, 3 to go. Oh, I love this. I also love that as a sober guy now, it seems Trey's a sober guy.
Fluffhead was a man with a horrible disease. Could not find no cure. Won't you help him if you please? Fluffhead.
I kind of like it. When did Trey sober up?
Fluffhead.
Because as we're talking about this, and maybe this is recency bias of the conversation, but I'm finding myself wondering if the horrible disease is addiction, and maybe I'm just stretching because of what's happening in the chat. And if that's the case, please do say so.
Fluff came to my door, asking me for change.
I love this piano sound so much. It's about a cancer victim.
Fluffhead.
Got you.
Fluffhead.
Man. I feel like I'm hearing some Rusted Root influence in that. Like, as in, I feel like maybe these guys influenced Rusted Root. Am I right?
Fluff went to a banker, asking for some bills. The banker said, I ain't got that, but I sure got some powerful pills. Oh yeah!
Ooh.
Fluffhead.
I gotta tell you, as a guy that no longer does psychedelics or smokes weed, I can absolutely see how the allure would be there for the music. We went to a different song, but it kind of like concepted me. So now we're on Fluff's Travels, which is super interesting. So definitely do me a favor and like give me some context if I'm missing it. The guitar work here, I love his acoustic guitar work so much. Ooh. Kinda got like a southern boogie happening now. That bass line is incredible. This is the result of the powerful pills. Bum, 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 bum. Oh my gosh. ELO and Yes here a little bit. Chol a little bit without the dissonance and offbeat stuff. Just with the like transitionary pieces, you know what I mean? Big Zappa too, for sure, for sure. The snare pop is so good. In that tone. Kind of like a Steve Vai tone. That's playing completely dissonant and offbeat stuff. We're back to jazzy with the with the organ. And he's just chugging chords. And that, you know, you don't even realize it, but they switch from, like, Page switches from organ to ragtime piano so quickly. And, like, it kind of just blows by you. No, it's still there in the background, actually. Oh, man. Those arpeggios on the piano. Oh, man. The keys are incredible. Gosh.
Tipsy, fuddled, boozy, groggy, elevated, pounded, headed up. Hellborn, elf child, roadhog, mountain, fortune hunter, man beheaded, huh? Fat fuck, expanse, mass, love, black cloud. Tipsy, fuddled, boozy, groggy, elevated, pounded, headed up.
Oh my gosh. And then this little piano breakdown. With the guitar. Dude.
Rabid victim, martyr, stranded, level-headed boy, you better bend. Soon your luscious honey, sugar, mellifluous life is gonna end. Fat fuck, expanse, mass, love, blood, cloud. Rabid victim, martyr, stranded, level-headed boy, you better bend.
Oh my goodness. And then we're back to this soft bassy thing with this jazzy piano runs. It's like he's doing these like little piano and then like really complex sounding things, and then he's just slapping his keys. Oh, come on, Spotify. Da-da-da. Tipsy, fuddled, boozy, groggy, elevated. Prime did edit. Rabid, victim, martyr, stranded, level-headed boy. You better bend. Here we're back to the scale work. Oh man. It's like he's playing detuned, but I think he's just... I can't figure out what he did for that. Like an octave pedal, maybe? He just didn't turn it down all the way? I don't know. I think. Oh, man. The offbeats and the polyrhythms here. That tom. I think a lot of it is supposed to be kind of mind-bending, Crimson. I think that there's an element there where they make these really abstract, crazy noises, but and even though it sounds like it's just complete chaos and a whole bunch of these different pieces put together, they intentionally do that to build the tension so that by the time they get back to playing things that your brain thinks sounds normal, there's just such a huge relief that comes with it. It's telling an abstract story kind of about a guy from a elevated state of perspective, that being like totally blitzed is my guess, and his experience thereafter. But I think that so much of this is about creating attention, knowing that these are some of the best musicians ever, that they could just play things that made you feel happy, wonderful, and content in a moment, but they would rather create kind of a yin and a yang instead of just one or the other, and I think that's really, really, really cool. Like, all of that tension was for this moment. You know what I mean? The guitar work. And we're kind of back to the beginning here now. Contact, that's the last song on the album. Well, dang. How long have I been going? 2 hours 15? Yeah, this has been longer, and longer than Rift, and I still have a song to go. Oh my gosh. This ending. Ooh. The harmonics there at the end. They hit harmonics there at the end. Oh. Oh. Beautiful. Absolutely wonderful. That was fantastic. And this next one is Contact. This is the closer. Does he alternate pick and had to be a loop. Ooh. He's revisiting that guitar part from earlier. He's revisiting that guitar part from You Enjoy Myself, maybe? Is that what it was?
The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road.
Hey, Ween.
The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road.
Oh, man. Eloquence, depth.
The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road.
For sure, bass take.
The car is the thing on the road that takes you back to your abode.
Okay, hang on.
The car is the thing on the road that takes you back to your abode.
Rick, hang on, I gotta do it.
The car is the thing on the road that takes you back to your abode.
Ah! I want a ballroom dance. A Mexican love song. I love it.
The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road.
This has definitely got like a neo mariachi sound.
The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. The car is the thing on the road that takes you back to your abode.
This really has just taken it to a new level.
The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road.
It's kind of getting more dissonant here.
The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. Bummed is what you are when you go out to your car and it's been towed.
Okay, first of all, the guy that played bass in Seinfeld showed up today. This album happened first, right? Somebody fact check me on the dates here. Did Seinfeld rip Phish off?
November and I realized I love you. It's not your headlights in front, your tailpipe or the skylight above you. It's the way you cling to the road when the wind tries to shove you. I'd never go driving away and come back home without you.
I woke up one morning in November and I realized I love you. It's not your headlights in front, your tailpipe, or the skylight above you. It's the way you cling to the road. When the wind tries to shove you, I'd never go driving away and come back home without you. It's a man that loves a Chevy, you know? Wow. Can we just comment on the bass line being immaculate? Ah.
The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. The car is the thing on the road that takes you back to your abode. The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. The tires are the things on your car that make
Alvin and the Chipmunks joined in.
tires are the things on your road. The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road.
Yeah, I'm right.
The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. The car is the thing on the road that takes you back to your abode. The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road. The tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road.
Do you hear what's happening right now?
Tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road.
Chaos. Oh, Lordy. We did it. It only took me 2 hours and 23 minutes minus whatever time there would be for ads, but we did it. I think I need to buy a Phish t-shirt, guys. I think I need to buy a Phish t-shirt. I think I want to know what the helping friendly book is, because the Twitch user helping_friendly_book told me to listen to Phish, and I listened to Phish, and here I am. So yeah, this is where I'm at. I really like this. I don't know when I'm going to schedule another one. I may just keep my Phish stuff kind of impromptu for now, and just kind of like whenever I'm finished or just, finished chewing on what it is I've listened to, just kind of jump back in. I think perhaps next I will go in order of the albums, based on kind of the feedback I've been hearing. So when I go to Phish and I go to their discography, and again, do feel free to let me know in the comments, where, what your thoughts are. But okay, so Junta right here. So should the next one be Live Phish Volume 9 or Lawn Boy? I think a lot of people said Lawn Boy, and then a picture of Nectar should be the next ones. I am wondering what you guys have to say about these live volumes, because I feel like Volume 9 and Volume 19 are out of order. So definitely, do me the kindness. But this was absolutely incredible. I think this is actually kind of a split tie for me with Rift. different reasons. They both had huge songs. This had my favorite song on the two of them. But this also had a, you know, it didn't connect with me nearly as much on a personal level as, you know, what the other had done or what Rift had done. So there's definitely a little, you know, a little bit of excitement to this that both of the things that they did have favorites to me. I mean, truly, I loved it. I'm absolutely going to continue on this journey. This did not dissuade me. In fact, I think if anything, I'm kind of deeper in the pool right now. I mean, holy cats. I mean, yeah, guys. I'm inspired. I'm stirred. I'm touched. Like, I'm just, I mean, it's kind of speechless, you know? Like, I want to listen to it again already, and I want to chew on this and live with it for a little while before I decide when to hop back into another one. I want to let this kind of, like, these last two albums kind of simmer and run their course and fall in love with, you know, the catalog that I do have. So I'm not beating a dead horse, but every bit about this was amazing. Guys, I love you. Sorry for the long, very wordy, lengthy video, but I appreciate the heck out of the fact that you guys came by. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. Goodbye.